Why do we call this world false? What good does it do? And how is it false? These are the questions. And this is in the very world in which you are discussing Advaita Vedanta. This is the very world in saints and incarnations have come. And this is all that we know. Right? So the straight answer to your question is you don't have to take it as mithya. Remember, mithya, falsity. Falsity is a part of the doctrine of Advaita Vedanta. But that's just one approach among many approaches. You need not take it as false. You can take it as real as everybody else takes it. You don't have to worry about it. So that's one approach. If you do that, however, what will happen is, if this world is real, in what sense real means? Out there, I see a chair, what's it? It's a chair. I see a man, a woman, what's it? Man, woman. A world. Everything is real out there as I see it. What's wrong with that? Nothing. In that case, what you are going to talk about, what you are going to seek, God, the impersonal reality, Brahman, it must be something other than this world. You say, no, it can be this world itself. If it is this world itself, then why call it religion? You become a materialist. You're chasing the world. Notice, if you take this world as it is, then your God becomes a separate God. Because then, are you trying to attain a chair or a table or a man or a woman or money, pleasure? What are you trying to attain? That's all that the world can give you. This is the world, then God becomes a separate reality. No problem there. That is dualistic approach. If God becomes a separate reality apart from you, apart from the world, then you have to set up a relationship with God. God is the father. Or for Sri Ramakrishna, God is the mother. For Arjuna, God is the friend. For Yashoda or Mother Mary, God is the child. For Radha, God is the beloved. Relationship, bhakti. So that is the dualistic approach. No problem there. Or you could have that it is real and it's all God also. That also is possible. There is one infinite divinity, and this is also all divine, and this divine, this is included in that infinite divinity, and we have to realize that this is divine. Somehow or the other, this is all pervaded by divinity. God alone is all of this. You can also do that. That is called Vishishtadvaita. These are all vast, sophisticated philosophical systems. Qualified monism. Or you can say, God alone exists. And the whole thing is an appearance in God. Appearance is, another name for appearance is mithya or falsity. Notice, in which of the three systems is God given maximum importance? In the third one. In the first one, world is there, I am there, and there is something else called God. No matter how important, how beautiful, whatever, but still quite different from the world and from me. And God is reduced by that much. Second one, God is there, but we have God has distinct parts like people and things and all. Third one, God alone is, nothing else is, all appears in God. Swami Vivekananda says, when Mary Hale wrote to him, I have understood what you have taught. God is everything, or everything is God. Swami Vivekananda said, I have never taught such strange doctrine. And she was taken aback. She said, you say these things. And Swami Vivekananda, he says, what I meant was, see, I might have said it. I mean, many times he says God is everything. But I might have said it, but what he says, what I meant was, God alone is, everything is not. That is Advaita Vedanta. Now, what good does it do? Twofold good. One is apparent, and one is at the surface, one is the deep application. In spiritual life, what does it do for us? There is a philosophical side to falsity, where by argument you try to show the falsity of the world. It's a difficult job because it seems very real to us. You know, one thing, why does it seem very real to us? Because when we say what is the world which is false, when you tell people like that, what they normally take is, here, this world, and they're telling us this is false. It's like snake appearing as rope appearing as snake. You say the snake is false. But it does not mean that there's nothing there. There is something there. There's a rope there. Similarly, when the Advaitin says this world is false, It doesn't mean the normal way people take it, the usual way. Immediately people think that they are dismissing everything. But then I'm left with nothing. I don't know anything else. But no. When you dismiss this, you are throwing away the baby with the bathwater. The reality is here. Where you see the snake, there you see the rope. Where you are seeing world and people and body and mind, there the enlightened one is seeing Brahman, God, divinity, existence, consciousness, bliss. I'm using the word God in a very general sense, in a very philosophical sense. So this is the deep meaning of the falsity of the world. What is the meaning of the falsity of the world? If the world is false, there must be a truth. What is that truth? You can't just have falsity. If somebody tells a lie, hey, that's false, that means there's a truth. So what's the truth? If the world is false, what's the truth? Brahman is the truth. Where will you find the truth? Where you are seeing falsity. Where will you find the rope? Where you are seeing snake. Shankaracharya gives a succinct definition, very powerful statement. Atasmin tad buddhi. What is not there, you see there. Snake is not there, you see a snake. That snake is false, but the reality is right there. That's a rope. You're seeing world and people and good and bad. The reality is right there. It's God. It's existence, consciousness, bliss. One unlimited existence. So, this is the deep meaning of falsity of the world. What the advantage is, it is giving you direct access to reality. By saying what you are seeing is not as it should be, then what as it should be, the reality is right there, right now. And in fact, it's you. When I say I see myself as this little person, that's false. You are Brahman. So what you are seeing as I, what I am seeing as I, me, myself, Sarvapriyananda, Advaita says, please investigate this itself, your favorite subject, yourself. Investigate this. What can be more interesting to you than yourself? Please investigate this. You will find God. Sri Ramakrishna's words in Bengali, Manush nije ke chinte parle, Ishwar ke chinte pare. When the human being realizes who he or she is, he finds God. So this is you say, oh, this is great, this is Advaita Vedanta. Yes, but this is predicated upon the falsity of the world. If the world is not false, then this God, you have to look elsewhere for God. What is the secondary benefit of it? The secondary benefit is we are very attached to the world. And that's what's stopping us. You see, it's not philosophy which is stopping us. The philosophy of Advaita Vedanta is not difficult to understand. Swami Vivekananda says, many people come to an understanding, few realize on this path. So there's a difference between just understanding it and realizing it. And how do I know whether I've understood or realized it? You just check the benefits. It's supposed to take you beyond sorrow. It's supposed to give you fulfillment. Are you honestly, truly beyond sorrow? Are you honestly, truly fulfilled? If you say no, if we say not really, and then it might be understanding, but it's certainly not realization. So this attachment to the world, this desire is at the root of all spiritual problems. And this falsity, doctrine of falsity, it cuts at the very root of that desire. Everybody knows that the world is temporary. Even this Q&A session is temporary. So don't worry. People will be like, how long is he going to go on? It's temporary. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. But that does not remove our attachment to the world. I know the cookie is temporary. Who cares? Who wants an eternal cookie anyway? I want a temporary cookie and I want to enjoy it. I know the movie is temporary. Great. I don't want an endless movie. I want to enjoy this temporary movie, this temporary cookie. I know life is temporary. Things in the life are impermanent. That does not does not shake our desire for the world. But notice, the moment we clearly, honestly believe this world to be an appearance, your desire immediately disappears. Fear also disappears. Fear and desire, terror and temptation, they are predicated on supposing something to be real. Notice in the dreams, we are scared in the dreams. We are terrified or tempted in the dreams as long as we dream. When we wake up, we still remember what we saw. But we are not scared anymore. We are not terrified anymore. Why? Because the falsity has been proved. Notice a movie, horror movie, tragedy. In a horror movie, we can enjoy it, but you're not really horrified by it. A tragedy, It does not traumatize you for life. You can cry in the movie and still have aesthetic enjoyment. Why? Because falsity is proved. If it was real, I always give this example of King Kong, the great gorilla who seems to attack New York. So you can enjoy King Kong climbing the Empire State Building, huge gorilla. And people can clap and cheer and enjoy it and ooh and ah. But if a actual little monkey came into the movie theater, they would all evacuate the theater. They'll all run screaming out of the theater. Why? What's the difference between King Kong, the giant King Kong, and the little monkey? Giant King Kong is taken to be false appearance, not a source of real terror. Even the terror that it evokes is a delicious thrill. So that's the benefit, spiritual benefit of falsity of the world. But yet, again, as I say, you don't have to take it as false. There are paths, there are different paths. And by the way, it might surprise you. In Hindu philosophy, the only system which takes the world to be false is Advaita Vedanta. Nyaya takes the world to be real. Vaisheshika takes the world to be real. Sankhya takes the world to be real. Yoga, Patanjali's yoga takes the world to be real. Purva Mimamsa takes the world to be real. It's only in Vedanta, that too Advaita Vedanta, which takes the world to be unreal or an appearance. The other Vedanta systems, the dualistic system, qualified monistic, even Shuddhadvaita, Dvaitadvaita, all these systems, they all take the world to be real. The world to be an appearance and consciousness alone to be real, that's Advaita Vedanta. But it has a lot in common with multiple systems in Buddhism. That's why Advaitins were always charged by other Hindus. Are you guys really Hindus or you're Buddhists? So Shankara was attacked. Prachanna Buddha. You are crypto-Buddhists, hidden Buddhists. There is an attack by the dualists. So sometimes there's a pejorative term, Mayavadi. You are teachers of Maya, the illusion of the world. That's what you talk about. So we can become defensive. We say, no, Brahmavadinah vayam. We are teachers of Brahman, the absolute reality. Then the dualists come back with this response. Vayamapi Brahmavadina, ko vishesha. We are also teachers of the way of Brahman. What is the uniqueness of your teaching? The uniqueness of your teaching, that means the non-dualist teaching, is the falsity of the world, is it not? And we have to say, yes, that's so. So the uniqueness of your teaching is Maya, yes. And that Maya is mithya, false. So you are Mayavadis. Well, in that sense, maybe. So you are Mithyavadis. You're teachers of falsity. You are false teachers. All right, thank you.